Hi, and welcome to the blended version of General Psychology. I just wanted to give you a brief tour, if you will, of our Blackboard site and go over a couple basic things that it's important for you to know as you begin this class. First of all, I want to draw your attention to this area on the Blackboard site, Getting Started. On here you will find the syllabus. You are expected to be familiar with all of the details in the syllabus. Not only does this have course policies, it also has details about all of the assignments and a schedule for what you're expected to do. So I'm not really going to go over that here because you can read that on your own time. Now, each week that we are having class, I will post an announcement. These are announcements from a previous semester, and I just wanted to show it to you. So once we actually start with week 1, this announcement will appear, and each announcement lists everything that you are supposed to do for that week. All right, so you can see here that I try to be as clear as possible what you're expected to do each week. One thing that I do want to emphasize is that our class meeting is actually at the end of the week. So officially our course starts a week before our very first class meeting. You will have assignments that are due prior to our first class meeting. So really it is imperative that you get on Blackboard, that you take a look at the syllabus as soon as possible, because if you wait until the class meeting, you will already have missed 20% of your work. So please don't do that. All right. Now, the thing I do want to draw your attention to is after you go to Getting Started, once we start the course, is you get into weekly tasks. We have 5 weeks, so there are 5 folders here. You click on the very first week, and what I have done is tried to outline each of the things that you need to do for the week. There will always, every week, you will have videos that you need to view. Each of the first 4 weeks, there will be a discussion board. I think either 3 or 4 of the weeks, I forget which, there is a wiki that you will contribute to. It's pretty straightforward, pretty simple, but you do need to contribute each week. This first week, you can see there are actually 2 short wikis you need to do. Each week, you will have a short quiz, 20 questions. You have an hour and a half. That should be plenty of time. And this is really designed to help you prepare. I've called it prep check, preparation check, to make sure that you are prepared for class, because so much of our class is group discussion, group activities. So if you aren't familiar with the material, you're really going to be a drag on your group. And I want you to be able to talk intelligently, speak informed about the topics. All right, so let me go into a little bit more detail. I already said every week you will have videos to view, and I typically have contained them in a folder. So you would click on the title to open up the folder. And each of these has, if you click on this, you will open up a window with the video. If by chance that doesn't work, you can also use the link that I have provided. You can see each of these has a link. Oh, looks like I need to add one to this one. All right, after you have viewed the videos, then you will probably be prepared to engage in group discussion. Rather than hitting the general discussion board, what I have done is I've divided the course into 2 groups. So don't try to go to the discussions here to do the group discussion. You click on groups. Now I have both groups showing up here. You should only have the group that you're assigned to show up. Right, then you'll click on Group Discussion Board. If you do have any questions, I have provided instructions. Let's see, let's go back to Weekly Tasks. Click on the folder. I have provided instructions here, and this provides screenshots, so you'll be able to know what you're supposed to do. So again, you click on Groups, and then you'll click on Group Discussion Board. Our very first topic is listed here. What I have done is summarize what you're going to need to do while you watch the video, and then also what you're expected to do for the discussion board. Every week you are expected to provide at least 1 substantive post that's going to be longer than your responses. It should be informed by the materials, not just in the videos, but also from the readings. You will be graded on your ability to connect your own ideas with what you read in the reading, with what you saw on the video. So make sure you're doing that. Create a thread. That way you can post your own ideas. And then you'll do that in the first half of the week. And then in the second half of the week, you will respond to your peers. All right, so I've gone back to the weekly tasks. I'm in week 1 just for reference. Each week you're watching videos. Each of the first 4 weeks you're doing group discussion. And each of the first 4 weeks you're also contributing to a class wiki. So this isn't your group, this is the whole class. What you'll do is just either click on the title or you can click on class wiki pages. We click on the title here and click on class wiki. So we need to move over to the right side of the screen. You see week 1, click on one of these. And here I have instructions. You're just going to post one idea. So to do that, you'll hit Edit Wiki Content. The instructions are still up there. And then what you'll do is just type in your own idea and then put your name and submit. I'm not going to submit because we don't really need that to be included, but that's what you're going to do. So you can see there's 2 wikis for week 1, 1 week 2, week 3, week 4. All right, I'm going to go back now. Weekly tasks, week 1. All right, again, view videos, group discussion, class wikis, and then every week you will have a test, a quiz, preparation check, whatever. It's 20 multiple choice questions. Absolutely, it is open book. If you want to look at other things on the internet, that's fine. I do expect, though, that this will be completed independently, that you aren't asking for help from a friend or from a classmate or from a parent or spouse, for that matter. This is designed to make sure that you are prepared for class discussion. On this week 1, I also have information about mental health and healthcare project. This is a combination of paper and a class presentation. Also, what I will have is the day of class. I will also post a copy of the PowerPoint presentation that we'll use for class, should you wish to print that out ahead of time. All right, I've actually moved into the week 2 of weekly content because there's a couple other things I wanted to draw your attention to. Sometimes for the discussion, or online or for in-class discussion, I will ask that you find an online resource, that you find some kind of article that you will review and talk about either online or in class. These do not need to be scholarly articles. If you use a scholarly article, it is fine to just read the abstract. You do not have to read the entire article. You'll find an online resource, cite it, and then describe for us what you learned from it, what you found of interest in that article. Now, sometimes you will do that for the online discussion, and sometimes I will ask you to bring an article as part of class. Your ability to bring an article and to talk about it intelligently is going to be factored into your participation grade. All right, I've gone back to week 1 in the weekly content or weekly tasks because I wanted to go over the expectations for this project that I mentioned. We will be doing this in week 5. Our main topic in week 5 is mental health. This is where we explore the stuff that I think a lot of people expect psychology is in its entirety. Rather than me telling you about schizophrenia or bipolar, I've assigned videos that you will review to learn more about those conditions, and we'll spend the bulk of class with people sharing what they have learned as part of their research project. So the mental health and healthcare presentation is designed to get you to connect information about mental health with healthcare. Now, in the syllabus, I have listed sample topics. It might be sleep deprivation among healthcare workers, or concerns for treating a person who has schizophrenia, treating them for a heart condition, for example. So those are just 2 of several ideas that I have provided on the syllabus. You're welcome to choose an idea that I have in the syllabus, or you can propose one of your own. You will be expected to choose your topic by week 2, and I'll talk about it more when we meet for class. For the project, you will be writing a paper. So let me scroll down to the paper here. And you can see I have the grading rubric. It is I guess a medium length paper, 4 to 7 pages of content that doesn't include title and references. You are expected to use scholarly articles for this paper. So I do expect that you will have at least 2 scholarly sources. A scholarly source would be one that has an abstract, it's published in a journal, it has a lengthy list of references, and it's written by somebody with credentials, typically somebody with a PhD or an MD. All right, so you are expected to have 2 scholarly sources at least, and then at least 3 reliable websites. And when we get in class on week 1, I'll talk a little bit more about what counts as a reliable website. Now, the paper, you will be summarizing your findings, presenting an argument perhaps, and then what you will do is you will share with us in class during week 5 what you learned in that project. Now, I have here that the presentation should be roughly 5 minutes. Quite frankly, students seem to get into this topic. Presentations tend to run a little bit long. I want you to have at least 5 minutes where you are presenting the information. And then you will facilitate discussion. Now, the discussion might last 10 minutes to 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, I'm going to cut you off because we really can't have something going longer than 20 minutes total. You don't have to create any handouts. You don't have to create a PowerPoint presentation. If you do, that's fine, but that is not expected. All right, I am going to be grading you solely on your ability to present the information and to facilitate a good discussion. And you can see that in the rubric right here. Engaging the class in discussion is key. So what might you do? All right, sometimes people in discussion have maybe 1 or 2 questions that they pose to the class. Some students have had a class activity. Some students have provided a case study that people have to analyze and reflect on. However you wish to engage the class is fine, as long as you are engaging the class in a thoughtful consideration of your topic. All right, that's all I have to say about the project at this point. Final thing that I want to draw your attention to is the discussion board here. Now, I emphasized to you before, all of the graded discussions are taking place on the group pages. However, I do have one discussion forum here on the all-class discussion board. This is a place where if you have questions about the course, whether it be about assignment, my expectations, a video that's not working, a link that's not working, post your question here. Please don't send me an email because, quite frankly, if you have a question, odds are other people have a question. So please post the question here and I will check this regularly. But also, if you happen to see that somebody's posted a question here and you are able to answer it, by all means respond to them and answer it. And when I check in, if somebody's given a great answer, I'll just reply and say, yep, great answer. I do have a couple of resources here for you. How to use the discussion board, a link to the textbook website. You might find this useful, you might not. In all of your courses, I encourage you to check out your textbook's website, though, because they often invest a lot of money into providing really great resources for your course. And I also have a link to the Purdue Online Writing Lab, which is a really great APA-style reference. That's all I have to say at this point. Absolutely, if you have questions, contact me, or of course you can always post a question to the course information discussion board. I really look forward to seeing your responses in the online discussion board and meeting you in our first week of class.